Our next match will feature the first ranked wrestler for Minnesota, number 6, Tommy Thorn, and Nathan Boston of Iowa State.
Tommy's he's having a great year. He's the third brother of the Thorn family. Both Mike and David had great careers for the Gophers, and Tommy's. Everybody was real excited when he signed with Minnesota, and he's been something that's kind of the program's been buzzed about for a while now, and they've been well rewarded so far this season. He's 29-7, so with 7 losses, it's not that many considering he's wrestled all the top guys in the weight class so far.
Last match, a decision victory, 6-2 in that Iowa State meet. For Boston, also coming off a victory, 4-3 decision in that contest against West Virginia. Boston, a redshirt freshman from Kentucky, posting a 4-5 mark overall.
Tommy's really good when he starts to kind of flow, when he just, there's a lot of fluid movement, not just getting tied down. You know, he's got to get his left elbow is getting pulled down. Boston's doing a good job of really hanging that down, and that's going to slow Tommy down. Tommy needs to get where he can move and kind of scramble a little bit.
Get a whistle. We'll send both wrestlers back to the center.
I think the coaches this week talked to Tommy a little bit about just getting the bonus points. You know, you look at his last couple wins. We've had he had 7-4, 2, 7, 6, 4. You know, he can't quite get to that 8-point margin. He needs to get the major decision. So I think they talked to him a little bit about opening up a little earlier and not trying to wait so long till we can start scoring in the third.
Well, we are scoreless here in period 1 after 1:40. A break and right back to that lockup.
It's kind of the opposite of what we had in the last match where I talked about being the tie-up was best for Ben Morgan. In this, I feel that where Tommy's best is when he's not getting in there ear to ear. He's able to, move a little bit more.
So far, keeping that action fairly close to the center. Looked like both wrestlers went for a move at the same time, provided a brief break. And with 15 seconds, back to the center mat lockup. And the horn sounds on the first period. No points registered. Mac, are you surprised to see Tommy not more aggressive there?
Yes and no. I mean, Boston's, a longer, lankier 41-pounder, and he's kind of, he mirrors the body image of Tommy a little bit, and Tommy's kind of had trouble getting to those legs that are a little bit further away there with the length of Boston. But that's kind of been the way Tommy's wrestled a little bit this year. First period's a little closer. He's very well conditioned. So as the match starts to wear on, now his scoring opportunities start to pick up. Things are a little bit easier than they were before.
He picks up the first point of the match on the escape, just about 7 seconds into period number 2. Right back to that lockup that we saw a lot in period number 1.
Tommy's reshots are close. He's just missing them. Boston's keeping that right arm down, blocking out the Tommy's reshot there. Just kind of got to clear that arm a little bit more. Fans are starting to get a little restless. They're looking for a little action out of Boston.
fans always looking for the opponent to be the one to risk a move.
Again, you look at kind of how like Boston's trying to control the elbows of Tommy, try to bring him in, keep him where he can kind of contain him a little bit.
Under 30 seconds, Thorn.
Got to get the foot up, put it on his leg. There you go. Good job by Tommy Thorn there.
Hooks the leg and gets the 2-point takedown.
Again, we talked about this earlier too, scoring at the end of a period. You know, you score with 15 seconds to go, it doesn't really give your opponent a chance to get an escape there. It's almost like you get an extra point that way.
And no escape comes from Boston as the horn sounds on period number 2. We head to the final period in the 141. Thorn up 3-0.
He's had a lot of success on top too, so I wouldn't be surprised if we can see him get a turn here. 4-point near fall and a ride out would get us a major. We're a long ways away from that, though.
Boston looking for that vertical base, spreading the legs wider, trying to get to his feet.
Tommy using his length right now. He's able to control that far side of Boston, but while keeping all of his weight on the near side.
Back down trying to spin Boston for that turn, as you were talking about. 1 minute left in period number 3.
Riding time's up over a minute now and counting. Real good job ride by Tommy. He's using, trying to use his forehead there with that half Nelson like Jason Ness and Dylan Ness used to have so much success with when they were in college. Really just using his head to drive Boston's head down. That way he can sink that half in a little bit deeper.
10 seconds left in period 3. Thorn will get the extra point for riding time, and that'll put the final score at 4-0. A shutout victory for Tommy Thorn gives the Golden Gophers another 3 points and a 3-point lead.